Hello, today I want to talk to you about ideas. So technically, an idea is a formulated thought or opinion. And in one of my favourite books ever written, Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert says that people don't have ideas, that ideas have people. And I love the idea of this. She explains using a metaphor of a butterfly and the idea that a butterfly lands on someone's shoulder. And if that person activates that idea, if they do something with it, it is theirs. If they do not, the idea moves on and it lands on someone else. And for me, this is a wonderful way to explain how so many ideas are shared by so many people. And it's not to say that there are a limited number of ideas in the world, but that it's possible for many people to be thinking the same thoughts. Her quote, "Ideas have no material body, but they do have consciousness, and they most certainly have will. Ideas are driven by a single impulse to be made manifest, and the only way an idea can be made manifest in our world is through collaboration with a human partner. Ideas spend eternity swirling around us, searching for available and willing human partners." How amazing is that? So I want to take some time today to bust the myth that you've all bought into. The myth that it's not the thought that counts, it's what you do with a thought that really matters. So I think ideas are nothing until they're captured and shared, until they are explored and explained. At Thought Leaders Business School, we teach you to take your ideas in your head and make the most of them commercially. It's about building IP, building a bank of ideas, thinking once and delivering often. And I remember how intimidated I was when I first came across the curriculum and was introduced to the concept of pink sheets. A pink sheet is best described as a one-page snapshot that explains an idea. For me, pink sheets created a form that I could fill in to check if I could explain my idea. They helped me to make my thinking more thorough. Pink sheets push you to turn an idea into a sentence that makes it more memorable. We call this the A statement. It's a declarative point. We then describe it using a metaphor, give it an example in a story, and prove it with a case study or a statistic. And then you even show your idea visibly in a model. At first, pink sheets seem really hard, and there's always an internal pressure to make them perfect. Our fear of our thinking being judged, of not being good enough. This is very normal. Fear, self-judgment, and not feeling good enough are very common symptoms of being a human. The other challenge is the challenge of doing something new. Pink sheets force you into new ways of thinking, of expanding your ideas out of your comfort zone and into a space that takes your thinking and makes it more relevant for more people. It takes a flat idea and it makes it 5-dimensional. It creates context, number 1, with a model, delivers content, dimension 2, with a metaphor. It explains the concept, dimension 3, which is the A statement or the declarative point. It makes it absorbable with area 4, which is the case study, or using the right side of the brain, explaining it using area 5, which is a story. So this seems like a lot of work, and it is, but the best kind of work. It is work that we love. Imagine being offered the opportunity to work on your ideas, to stretch your thinking into something commercial. You know, to make all of the stuff that you have learnt and experienced and now know, put it out into the world. Pink sheets are about extending your thinking. And rather than having hundreds of notebooks stuffed with undercooked ideas, pink sheets will give you a structure to download, to capture, and to store your ideas in a way that you can find them and, most importantly, use them. We talk often about think once, deliver often. We encourage you to create a set of folders, areas that have expertise, experience, knowledge, and interest in. A set of containers that you can literally fill with your thinking, with your perspective and your ideas. There's no limits to these folders, and you may have some that have no relationship to each other. It's important not to judge these. So what are the 5 topics that you could fill with ideas? What are 5 areas you know a lot about? Do you know about team building, about project management, about diversity, about high performance? The list is literally endless, and you don't have to stop at 5, but it's a great number to start with. To begin with, anything from 3 to 7 will do. And then come the ideas. The first step is to jot them down, to make a list. Imagine a list of everything you know. Folder by folder, write your list. Keep the idea tight. Think of them as bumper stickers. Some of you will be off and running. Some of you will not know where to start. The first challenge is that we often do not know what we know. And the second truth is that we do not understand the value of our ideas because we simply assume that everyone knows what you know. It's really common to think, oh, everyone knows that. But unfortunately, or fortunately, as the case may be, not everyone knows what you know. So the second step is to develop your ideas, to stretch them, to go up and explain the context. What is this really about? Then you want to go down into the detail. What are the examples, the stories, or the proof of your hypothesis? The more ideas you capture, the more you will generate. Pink sheets start off as a form you need to fill in. Each section of the sheet prompts you to think harder, to go further. The good news is that pink sheets get easier. They become a way of thinking. They become fun and they change the way you think. Eventually you'll get so good you will no longer need to fill in any forms. Your ideas will start to form with more dimension. It becomes impossible to think about something without coming up with a metaphor. You know, it's like not eating the last biscuit. You just can't not. Do you see what I did there? Then comes the gold. Pink sheets turn into gold when you can see the impact your ideas have. When you are training and people understand what you're teaching. When you're facilitating and people think differently. When you're speaking and rooms light up. When you're writing a book and find all of your thinking already catalogued and ready to be put out into the world. So what are you waiting for? Go pink sheet something.